Here is my informative speech. I have decided to give my speech about Mount Everest. Mount Everest is not one of the only tallest mountains, but is the only tallest mountain in the world. It was discovered in 1852 in the peak of the Himalayan mountain range of Nepal. It is about 8,849 meters or 29,032 feet, and that's pretty tall. Here's one reason why I found Mount Everest to be so fascinating. Because the long Himalayan mountain range stretches from 230 square miles and 595 square kilometers northeast to southwest. The range comprises of four major mountains. We have Makulu, Lost, Kangchen, and last but certainly not least, Mount Everest. Although all these great mountains help occupy most of the Himalayan mountain range, there are more than 50 mountains in that range. That's a lot. It's no surprise that something like the tallest mountain in the world comes with people who have the desire to conquer it. Climbing Mount Everest is extremely difficult com- due to its extreme altitude, harsh weather conditions, and technical challenges such as crevasses, ice falls, and the infamous death zone. 8,000 meters, where the oxygen levels are too low to sustain human life without supplementary oxygen. However, adventurers and climbers alike are still and willing to take the chance to conquer the magnificent beast that is Mount Everest. In the Himalayan database, at least 322 people have perished on Mount Everest since the records began in 1922, averaging about 4 deaths per year, and the number slowly ticks up every single year. Although this seems very discouraging, there are numerous climbers that have achieved this feat. The very first recorded summit was in 1953 and accomplished by Edmund Hillary and Tenzin Norgay, where it was reported that it took 16 days to complete the summit. Wow. Which honestly I believe is extremely impressive and it should be taken very seriously. As more and more people hear about this magnificent summit, more will try to take on that challenge. However, there must be extreme training one can ever hope to reach the top. You must train at least 9 to 12 months before your departure, committing to training to 5 to 6 days a week, focusing on high volume but low intensity training. You should also be comfortable hiking 1,500 vertical feet per hour with at least a 20-pound backpack. In addition to physical training, you should also prepare your mindset and sustain a stressful environment you'll encounter. We all must be wondering, how many days does it take to climb Mount Everest? The required climb varies, but typically takes around about 65 days to complete the descent, or 2 to 3 months. Mount Everest is considered one of the most dangerous climbs in the world. To learn if you should take on this climb, you can read about it in my source called gomadnow.org. Mount Everest is also home to the indigenous people of Nepal. Nepal, established since 1768 by Prithvi Nahar Shan, the ruler of Ganga Principality, who unified several of their United Nations to create Nepal. Nepal has over 8 festivals in their country, one of the major ones being Holi. Holi is a festival celebrated for unity, peace, love, and kindness. And here is why Mount Everest is one of the very challenging summits that shouldn't be taken lightly for any new or experienced climbers out there. The summit is extremely dangerous, difficult, and rigorous, but it is very rewarding And to some people, it proves their skills and expertise in climbing. Mount Everest remains an icon, the symbol of human endeavor, exploration, and indomitable spirit of adventure. Attracting climbers and enthusiasts all around, it is one of the hardest feats to take, but also one of the most satisfying. Would you ever take on that challenge? Thank you for listening. I hope you learned something new about the great Mount Everest. Thank you.